What if I told you that one of the greatest myths in human history might actually be real? That beneath the ocean waves lie the ruins of an advanced civilization that vanished in a single catastrophic day. For centuries, scientists dismissed Atlantis as nothing more than a philosopher's fantasy. But what if they were wrong? What if recent archaeological discoveries have finally uncovered evidence that could rewrite human history as we know it? The story of Atlantis begins with the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. Around 360 BCE, Plato wrote about a magnificent island civilization that existed 9,000 years before his time. According to his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, Atlantis was a naval power lying in front of the Pillars of Hercules that conquered many parts of Western Europe and Africa. After a failed attempt to invade Athens, Atlantis sank into the ocean in a single day and night of misfortune. For over 2 millennia, this story was considered merely a moral allegory, a cautionary tale about hubris and divine retribution. Mainstream archaeologists and historians have long dismissed the existence of Atlantis as pure mythology. They argued that no advanced civilization matching Plato's description existed during that time period, and that geological evidence doesn't support the sudden disappearance of a large island in the Atlantic Ocean. But today we're going to challenge that conventional wisdom. We'll examine recent archaeological discoveries that have left scientists baffled and questioning everything they thought they knew about ancient civilizations. From mysterious underwater structures to anomalous artifacts that defy explanation, we'll explore evidence that suggests Atlantis might not be just a myth after all. Let's first understand what exactly Plato described. According to his dialogues, Atlantis was a massive island, larger than Libya and Asia combined. It was located in the Atlantic Ocean beyond what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar, the Pillars of Hercules. The island was a paradise with abundant resources, sophisticated architecture, and advanced technology. Plato described Atlantis as having concentric rings of land and water, with a magnificent capital city at the center. The Atlanteans were said to be great engineers and architects, constructing temples, palaces, and harbors with remarkable skill. They had a powerful military and a complex social structure, with 10 kings ruling over various parts of their empire. But the Atlanteans became corrupt and arrogant, attempting to conquer the Mediterranean world. According to Plato, this hubris angered the gods, who punished them with earthquakes and floods that caused the entire island to sink beneath the waves in a single day and night. For centuries, this story was largely forgotten until the Renaissance, when it sparked the imagination of scholars and adventurers. Since then, countless theories about Atlantis's location have emerged. Some placed it, some in the Mediterranean, others in the Caribbean, the Bahamas, or even Antarctica. The most famous modern proponent of Atlantis's existence was American psychic Edgar Cayce, who in the 1930s predicted that evidence of Atlantis would be found near Bimini in the Bahamas. Interestingly, in 1968, divers discovered what appeared to be a paved road off the coast of Bimini, the Bimini Road. While mainstream geologists attribute it to natural beach rock formation, some researchers argue it shows signs of human workmanship. But the Bimini Road is just one of many mysterious underwater formations that have fueled speculation about Atlantis. And as technology has advanced, allowing us to explore deeper and more remote parts of the ocean, even more puzzling discoveries have come to light. In recent years, advanced sonar and underwater exploration technologies have revealed structures beneath the ocean that challenge our understanding of ancient civilizations. Perhaps the most intriguing of these is the Yonaguni Monument, discovered off the coast of Japan in 1986. The Yonaguni Monument consists of massive stone formations that appear to be carved terraces, pillars, and even a stepped pyramid. What's remarkable is that these formations bear a striking resemblance to ancient architectural styles, yet they're submerged in approximately 25 meters of water. If they are indeed man-made, they would date back to around 8,000 BCE, thousands of years before mainstream archaeology believed such sophisticated construction was possible. Geologist Dr. Robert Schoch, who examined the formations, initially concluded they were natural. But after further study, he admitted that certain features, such as what appear to be carvings of animals and precise right angles, are difficult to explain through natural processes alone. The debate continues, but Yonaguni remains one of the most compelling underwater mysteries. Moving to the Mediterranean, researchers have discovered what appears to be a giant pyramid submerged in the waters near the Azores Islands. Using sonar imaging, they've identified a perfectly symmetrical structure with smooth sides, reminiscent of the Great Pyramid of Giza. At a depth of 40 meters, if confirmed to be man-made, this pyramid would date back to the last ice age, long before human civilization was thought to have developed such advanced architectural capabilities. Even more astonishing are the ruins found off the coast of Cuba in 2001. A team using side-scan sonar discovered what appears to be a massive city complex covering an area of about 2 square kilometers at a depth of 700 meters. The structures include what look like pyramids, roads, and buildings. Paulina Zalitsky, the marine engineer who led the expedition, stated that the formations appear to be too symmetrical and organized to be natural formations. Perhaps most chillingly, in 2009, a research team mapping the seafloor near the Bahamas discovered what appears to be a series of gigantic crystal pyramids. Using advanced sonar equipment, they identified structures with smooth, glass-like sides that reflect light in a way that suggests they're made of crystalline material. The largest of these pyramids is estimated to be larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza. These discoveries, while controversial, share common characteristics. They're underwater, they appear to show signs of advanced construction, and they date to time periods when mainstream archaeology insists no such advanced civilizations existed. So what does this mean? Could these be remnants of Plato's Atlantis, or perhaps evidence of multiple advanced civilizations that were lost to cataclysmic events? While underwater structures provide compelling visual evidence, geological research has also produced findings that lend credibility to the possibility of a lost civilization. One of the most significant discoveries in this regard is the work of geologist Dr. Richard Firestone and his team, who in 2007 published evidence suggesting that a massive comet impact occurred around 10,900 BCE. Precisely the time when many Atlantis theorists place the destruction of the lost civilization. Firestone's research identified a layer of microscopic diamonds, metallic grains, and other impact materials across North America and Europe, indicating a catastrophic cosmic event. This impact, they argued, triggered the Younger Dryas, a sudden dramatic cooling period that lasted approximately 1,300 years. The event would have caused massive wildfires, megafloods, and a rapid rise in sea levels as ice sheets melted. If an advanced civilization had existed during this time, particularly in coastal or low-lying areas, it would have been completely obliterated by such an event. Cities would have been submerged, populations wiped out, and any remaining survivors would have been thrown back into a primitive state, struggling to survive in the dramatically altered climate. Adding to this geological evidence is the work of underwater archaeologist Dr. Greg Little, who has identified numerous underwater formations in the Bahamas and Caribbean that appear to be man-made and date to the same time period. These include what appear to be harbor works, temple foundations, and even a massive wall structure that runs for miles along the ocean floor. Perhaps most intriguing is the discovery of ancient maps that appear to show coastlines as they would have been during the last ice age, before sea levels rose. The Piri Reis map, created in 1513, shows the coastline of Antarctica without ice, a feat that would have been impossible without knowledge of the continent's appearance thousands of years earlier. Similarly, the Orontes Phineus map, dating to 1531, depicts rivers and mountains in Antarctica that are now buried under miles of ice. These maps suggest that someone, at some point in ancient history, had mapped the world during a time when sea levels were dramatically different, precisely the conditions described by Plato in his account of Atlantis. When we piece together these various strands of evidence, the underwater structures, the geological record, the ancient maps, a compelling picture begins to emerge. It appears that around 10,900 BCE, a catastrophic event, possibly a comet impact, triggered massive geological upheavals and rapid sea level rise. This event would have submerged coastal regions worldwide, potentially wiping out any advanced civilizations that existed at the time. The underwater structures we've examined, from Yonaguni to the Caribbean, share characteristics that suggest they might be remnants of these lost civilizations. Their advanced construction techniques and apparent age challenge our understanding of human development, suggesting that civilization may be much older and have experienced more cycles of rise and fall than mainstream archaeology acknowledges. Plato's account of Atlantis, long dismissed as mere allegory, suddenly appears in a new light. His description of an advanced island civilization that sank in a single day and night aligns remarkably well with the geological evidence of a sudden, catastrophic event. The precise details he provided, the location beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the concentric rings of the capital city, the advanced technology, all find echoes in the archaeological discoveries we've examined. So did Atlantis really exist? While we can't say with absolute certainty, the evidence we've examined suggests that Plato's account may have been based on more than mere imagination. The underwater structures, geological evidence, and ancient maps all point to the possibility of advanced ancient civilizations that were lost to catastrophic events around the end of the last ice age. The implications of this possibility are profound. If Atlantis, or civilizations like it, really existed, it would mean that human history is far more complex and cyclical than we've been taught. It would suggest that civilization may have risen to advanced levels multiple times, only to be destroyed by natural catastrophes, forcing humanity to begin anew. Perhaps most importantly, it would remind us of our own vulnerability. Just as the Atlanteans, according to Plato, were destroyed by their hubris in the face of natural forces, so too might modern civilization be at risk from catastrophic events we can barely imagine. The search for Atlantis continues, and with each new discovery we come closer to understanding the true history of humanity. But perhaps the greatest lesson we can learn from the legend of Atlantis is not whether it existed, but the warning it carries about the dangers of arrogance and the power of nature to reshape our world in an instant. What other secrets might be hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered? And what might they tell us about our past and our future?